So hi friends, this video is about the whole description about the physiology of digestion and the absorption in vertebrates. So digestion is the process by breakdown of complex, large, insoluble and non-diffusible food components into simpler, soluble and diffusible one, and by the help of the enzymes and the digestive juices so that it can be easily absorbed and assimilated. So digestive system performs six basic digestive processes, that is ingestión, secretion, motility, digestion, absorption and defecation. So first of all, we'll discuss how the oral digestion occurs. So oral digestion starts from the buccal cavity, which includes the teeth, tongue, and the buccal cavity performs the different functions like mastication of the food and the facilitates swallowing of the food. Peristalsis movement in the stomach. The gastroesophageal sphincter controls the passage of the food into the stomach. So here are the enzymes present in the buccal cavity, that is salivary amylase, also known as the ptyalin. So digestion of the carbohydrate starts from the mouth, and protein digestion starts from the stomach. So here the reaction, how the amylose converted into erythrodextrine and ultimately into the maltose. So salivary gland is a gland that secretes saliva into the oral cavity, and there are three pairs of the salivary glands, that is parotid gland, submandibular or the submaxillary gland, and last one is the sublingual gland. So saliva contains the 99.5% water and the rest includes inorganic and the organic ion. So it is a viscous colorless liquid with a pH 6.8, slightly acidic, and it's perform various functions like produce saliva, soften moisten and dissolve food, cleanses mouth and teeth, lubrication of testing and food, and other. So next one, the oral digestion includes also the pharynx. There is a Valder ring, pharyngeal tonsil, palatine tonsil, lingual tonsil, and the esophagus. It's also called as the food pipe, through which the food is transferred from the mouth to the stomach. So next one is the gastric digestion, which occurs in the stomach and a sac-like part of the gut with thickest wall, and it is site for the storage of food as well as digestion of the food. So within the stomach, food meets with gastric juices. The protein digestion start from the stomach region, while the carbohydrate digestion begins in the mouth region, buccal cavity. So there is a reactions that the protein is converted into proteases and peptones with the help of the pepsin enzyme and the pH 1.8, which is acidic. Then the triglycerides broken into the fatty acid and the monosaccharides, and the prorenin is converted into renin with the help of HCl. So figure of the stomach, there is a cardiac sphincter, gastroesophageal sphincter, pyloric sphincter, gastric glands. So these are important. So mucus cells, neck cells secrete mucus, oxyntic cell or parietal cell secretes HCl, which is most important for the digestion of the food. HCl converts Fe3 into the Fe2 and helps in the absorption of iron. So next one is the intestinal digestion, which includes digestion in the small intestine as well in the large intestine. So in this, the small intestine complete digestion of the carbohydrate, protein, nucleic acid and lipids. So bile juices secreted from the bilirubin. There is a pigment of the bilirubin and biliverdin secreted from the liver. So here the reaction, how the heme catabolism catalyzed into urobilin and the urosterobilin. So here the reaction, that is hepatic cells of the liver contain bile, stored bile and gallbladder and more concentrated. So pancreatic juice also helps in the intestinal digestion. There is enzymes, trypsin, trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen in inactive form, which converted into the active form through the various kind of enzyme, that is enterokinase, trypsin. So polysaccharide change into disaccharide with the help of the amylase enzyme. And triglyceride is converted into disaccharide and monoglyceride with the help of the lipase, that is also known as trypsin, and nucleic acid through the nuclease enzyme converted into nucleotides. So next one is the intestinal juices, helps in the digestion of the small intestine, also known as succus entericus, and here are the reaction in which dipeptide change into the simpler form, that is amino acid and the amino acid through the dipeptide enzymes, also known as epsin. So the lactose is converted into glucose and galactose. In this intestinal, with the help of intestinal juice, the disaccharides or the monosaccharide or sucrose is converted into its in smallest or the least or simpler form. So disorder are the lactose intolerance, galactosemia. So it also includes the intestinal gland, that is enterocyte cells, secretes water and salt beneath cells. Also helps in the digestion of the small intestine, and they secretes four types of peptide hormones, that is gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin, and gastric inhibitory peptide. So in this intestinal digestion, enzymes as well as hormones participate in the complete digestion of the food. So the pictures clears the things better. Here in this these hepatic ducts forms a common hepatic duct, and it's linked with the cystic duct, uh, and then it forms the sphincter of Boyden, opening of the common bile duct. So these are the common bile duct, and there is a pancreatic ducts, and it's further extends from the common bile duct into the hepatopancreatic duct. So in it's a duodenum parts. This is a pancreas. Here's the kidney, and stomach lies in between the pancreas and the duodenum. So showing the pancreas, liver, and their ducts. Right hepatic duct, left hepatic ducts ultimately binds with the duodenum. So next one is the digestion in the large intestines, and digestion occurs in the colon and the large intestine with the help of the E. coli bacteria, which synthesizes the vitamin B12 and the vitamin K. It's a friendly bacteria which helps in digestion of the roughage and some other how helps in the digestion and absorption. So these bacteria ferment remaining carbs and present in chyme and release gases like CO2, methane. And here's the picture of the large intestine. Ileum is open into this ascending colon. So rectum, fecal matter, and embryo is stored and expelled out through the anus. So the subtopic absorption is the process by which an end product of digestion passes through intestinal mucosa and released into blood or the lymph. So passively absorbed glucose, amino acid, which may be asked in the competitive as well as the general examination. So absorption of the fat, formation of the micelles. So fats are not easily soluble in the blood because these are the hydrophobic in nature. It would bind with the cholesterol plus phospholipid plus bile salt, form the micelles absorbed by the intestinal mucosa. Then it is further broken into the fatty acid and glycerol. This glycerol has a coat protein which is known as the chylomicron, and its again goes to the lymphatic vessels, which is easier to get absorbed, and then liver, and then gluconeogenesis, and the tissues ultimately gives the energy. So all about this whole physiology of the digestion, I think you will get better notes. Thanks for watching.